Did Dana White run you out of ESPN?
So I can't answer that question with yes or no, but I will explain it like this. From the moment it was made public that I was joining ESPN, unbeknownst to me on my life, on my kid's life, I didn't know when I was hired by ESPN, I didn't know that they were in talks with the UFC. I had no idea. At the time, they really had like one MMA guy on the staff. I thought, all right, the sport is growing, Conor McGregor, they want to beef up the coverage. I had no idea about the other stuff. And then if you recall, and you can go back and look, initially they signed them to a 10-card deal, ESPN Plus only. And then I was like, all right, they're not the sole exclusive broadcast partner. I could live with that. And then it became the whole freaking thing. And then I started to get nervous. So from the moment it was made public in mid-May that I was going to ESPN, and at that time it had already been out that they had signed this deal with ESPN, the UFC did. Dana White tried to get me not even to make it to my first day. He raised hell to try to stop me. My first day was June 15th, tried to stop me to get to the first day. Now, to the credit of a lot of the executives there, they all said no, they all had my back. They gave me shows, they gave me opportunities. But for the next 3 years, it was, one roadblock after the next. It was one issue after the next. It was all kinds of stuff. I'll tell you a story. I've never even shared this story. When I would be at events, Dan and everyone, and let's say it's the weigh-ins, right? And there's a desk there and I'm doing something beforehand, but Dana White is coming as a guest in 30 minutes or something. I would have to be escorted out of the venue because per his request, I couldn't be in his vicinity or his line of sight. So here I am on the set of a company that I work for, and security, the nicest people in the world, who were embarrassed that they had to do this, would tell me, I'm sorry, Ara, we have to walk you out. You know how that makes someone feel? We have to walk you out of the venue because Dana White doesn't want you in his line of sight. I said, I'll sit right over there. I won't even look at him. I'll look at my phone. What are we doing here? So that's the kind of stuff that I had to deal with. I couldn't go backstage. I couldn't do a lot of other stuff. All that being said, DC and Helwani, Ariel and the Bad Guy, Ariel Helwani's MMA show. I had a very successful run there. They let me do sidelines. I have no ill will towards them. I know what they were having to deal with. I know that the issues that were brought upon them by him. And for the record, they did give me an offer. And it was an offer that I think a lot of people covering MMA would be thrilled with. At the end of the day, there was an offer that I had to turn down. They could have easily said, thanks for your time. Let's just go our separate ways. But they did give me an offer. It was not an offer that I felt was fair or that was, what I was looking for or even reflective of the work that I had done for the past 3 years. I was 100% disappointed by the offer. It was not what I was expecting. And so could you come up then with the theory that, hey, they made this offer to say that they made me an offer so that people don't blame them because they were, listening to Dana White. You could come up with that theory. I'm just going to choose to say, hey, at the end of the day, they paid me for 3 years. They lived up to their contract. That's something Fox Sports never did. They let me go when he asked them to let me go. So I give ESPN a lot of credit for that. But of course, I never expected to go and be a member of ESPN for just 3 years. No one expects that. And so in the end, they gave me that offer. I was allowed to look elsewhere. I'm now a lot more free, independent. I'll be honest, getting paid a lot more. So it all kind of worked out. I think he did me a favor, but that's why I have to give you that long preamble. When you asked me the question, did he run me out? He didn't make it easy. He probably thinks he ran me out. He's probably, in fact, I know he's celebrating that I'm not there anymore, but I would argue that, he did me a massive favor as a result of all of his complaints over the past 3 years. Does that make sense?